I'm an addict for sneakers.
What's good? Back up in the building. It's your boy DJ-Delz, back with your weekend podcast with your boy, the sneaker addict DJ-Delz. Before I start, make sure to hit that like button right now if you enjoy this show, and share this Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The weekend releases was basically Jordan brand. We had the 29 in two different colorways, the Riverwalk colorway, which I really was digging, and this Oreo colorway, which was really nice also. I think both of them were hot. I definitely would wear both. I would like both of them. They're both really nice. I will try to shoot a review if I have the opportunity to. I would love to own them. Unfortunately, this show has a budget. I can't just cop every single shoe, or else I would. Show ran by your boy, so there's only so many sneakers I could get per month. Now, the Baron 13 released also, and I did do a review on that. If you want to see that review, I'll put a link in the description box below. That shoe, I think, could have went from a 7 to about a 9 if it didn't have that hologram look around the side. Some people like it, says it gives it a little pop on foot. I could kind of understand what they're saying, but at the same time, the thing I love about the 13 is that Durabuck or suede, whatever material they ever choose to put on it, that being on the upper and also on the midsole is just what's so fresh about that shoe. And you're taking that away, putting this kind of cheap patent leather material on it. That's just not for me. So I wasn't into that shoe. I did review it because I know people love the 13 and wanted to see that review. But it was an easy pass for me, especially when they even hiked up the price to $185. You would think that if they removed that Durabuck or suede kind of material and put a cheap kind of patent leather that has a holographic look to it, that the price would have been $170, you know? But they hiked it up to $185, and I guess this is just what we're going to be getting in the future. That price tag, $180, $185, $200. They warned us it's going to be happening soon. And I think maybe this is beginning to show that Jordan Brand is kind of pushing it a little bit with their price hikes. To me, it's just ridiculous to pay that much money for a pair of Air Jordans. They're old sneakers, old technology. The quality's okay, but even if the quality was good, they're still old Jordans from back in '97. They shouldn't be that expensive. I honestly think $170 is way too expensive for Jordans, but I'm a big fan of Jordan shoes. So I'm still going to buy them if it's the right colorway, just because I want them. And if you want something, it's supply and demand at the end of the day. They're going to hike the price because they know people want the shoe. But I wanted to see what everyone's opinion is on this release. What was your thoughts on this opinion? Do you agree with me? Do you think that $185 for these shoes is just ridiculous? Nothing's changed with the shoe. If anything, they made it worse quality, not giving us a nice Durabuck or suede on the upper and even on the midsole. They gave us this patent leather kind of holographic look, and they jacked up that price to $185. With me, I'm not going to spend $185 on an old shoe that I feel like $170 was already overcharging, and the colorway not being perfect. That's just my opinion. Leave your thoughts though. I think that it's been really weird and interesting this year how Jordan Brand keeps raising the price on some shoes, and the shoes they keep raising the prices on, they're limited, so they raise the price on with some, like the 5 Lab 3 for instance, which to me was just like complete BS, to make a long story short. You're raising the price on a shoe that's basically having no leather on it. It's a complete kind of synthetic material with a reflective look to it. If anything, that shoe should have cost less money, but they made it more money. I mean, does anyone ever really realize that or think about that? Like, Jordan Brand is jacking the price up on shoes that have less leather on it and more synthetic. If you look at all the shoes that they've raised the prices on, they all have synthetic uppers. And we're paying more money because what? They're limited. The Baron 13, Hologram 13, whatever you want to call it, wasn't really limited. I know it wasn't at every single store, but it wasn't limited. But if you think about just in general, they've jacked the prices up on a lot of the shoes this year that they've switched out nice materials with synthetic materials, like this hologram padded leather to on the 5 Lab 3 where they have this 3M synthetic upper. And I'm sure there's other Jordans I just can't think of off top that are not leather that they're asking for way more than what the general release shoes were. It's just a matter of time before us consumers all realize that you might as well just buy a different brand because you're going to get what you're paying for. I mean, it's to the point now where it's really unbelievable. Some people don't care. They like the shoe. They think it looks sick on feet. They have money, $185, $200, $250, whatever it costs. Bang, I'm buying it. That's fine. If you work hard and you earn money, go for it if that's what you like. I'm not discouraging people from getting any shoes at all. That's not my mission on this show. But it's for me to be entertaining and for me to open people's eyes to interesting subjects. And not everyone that listens to this show is buying every single release. They may not like every single release. They may not have the money to buy every single release, but they enjoy listening to these podcasts or watching reviews on shoes because they're just fascinated by the fashion. They're into the fashion. They dig it, you know? It's entertaining for them. And that's why I'm putting this out there, just to bring different kind of subjects and just to open people's minds, because it's definitely an interesting topic. If you really think about it, they've raised the prices on most shoes that don't have leather uppers. They have synthetic, replacing suedes, replacing Durabuck, a tumbled leather. To me, that's crazy. You're raising the price $20, $30, $40 on shoes that you're downgrading. And I feel like a lot of the times they're using little things like a holographic look or 3M to disguise the fact that it's not leather. They're kind of just masking the fact that they are giving us a cheaper material and masking that in our eyes that they're not giving us leather by giving us some kind of visual effect to this synthetic material. It's crazy. I love Jordan brand. I will always be buying Jordan shoes. Don't get it twisted. For the one or two people that are just ridiculous that's going to leave a comment saying, why are you hating? I'm not hating at all. This is a sneaker show. I'm talking about sneakers. Because I know there's going to be one or two that just want to say something negative. Leave your thoughts. Definitely something interesting. And one more thing I want to speak about. And I know this is off topic, but I know that there's a lot of kids that listen to this show that are in high school, middle school. I was reading about this shooting at Marysville High School, and it's just crazy, you know. I was just reading about the whole story, and it's sad, man. It's sad because I was checking out how this kid who was the shooter shot his own friends. They were his own friends. And I know a lot of young kids say they look up to me. And some of them look up to me for the right reasons, and some of them look up to me for the wrong reasons, which is just because I own a lot of sneakers. I want people to understand is that if you're going to look up to me because I care. That's why I want you to look up to me. I don't want anyone to look up to me, but if you're gonna, look up to me because I actually care, and I actually give a damn about this world and people. If you're thinking about doing something stupid, violent, crazy, you're young, your emotions are running wild, maybe you feel lonely, alone in the world, maybe you're feeling disrespected, like in this case with this boy who ended up shooting his friends and killing one girl who was 14 years old that he was friends with. And the other friends are still in the hospital. From a few reports, it sounds like at least one is fighting for their lives right now. Think before you do something like that, because once it's done, you can't come back. You can't go back to where it was, okay? When you squeeze a gun and that bullet comes out, you can't bring that bullet back into the gun. Once it hits its target, that's it. It's over. So just keep that in mind. I know when you're young, when you're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, even 20, your emotions run wild. You're trying to figure out who you are as a person. You think you know who you are as a person, but trust me, man, you don't know who you are 100% as a person until you get older, until you're 25, 26. That's when you start really realizing, you know? Think before you act. Because it's a shame to see all these kids that are killing themselves, killing each other for dumb reasons. And pay attention to people around you. If you see people on Twitter that's in your school, that's, ranting on Twitter, and you can tell there's something wrong, they're depressed. If you even see that they may put harm to themselves or put harm to other people, get them some help. It's not snitching if you do something like that. I know everyone's saying, oh, that's being a snitch. You're actually not snitching. You're saving them, possibly. If you're seeing someone that you feel could danger themselves or people around them, say something to someone. Get them help. Don't just look away, because this kid at this school, on his timeline on Twitter, had plenty of red flags that something was wrong. And people were just retweeting it, hitting the favorite button while this kid's venting out on Twitter. People need help. And sometimes when you're young, people feel alone. And they're lost. And they go crazy. And there's no reason to go crazy. High school, middle school, it's probably going to be some of the toughest years of your lives. Just trying to figure out who you are as a person. It's frustrating. Maybe you get mad at a girl or a guy or a friend. It's going to pass, trust me. You just got to get past high school. I had a ball in high school, but there was times, where it was tough. And there was times that other people around me, they had their tough times figuring out who they were as a person, dealing with girlfriends, boyfriends, drama. There's all that high school drama when you're a kid. It'll pass. Life is going to get way better once you get out of high school. So if you're one of these young kids, you may be listening right now. You may not be thinking about doing something reckless like that, but you're just going through it. Trust me, once you get out of school, half the people in your school you're not even going to talk to later on in life. You're going to have a whole nother life. It's going to be great. Don't sweat drama in school. I'm telling you now. It's advice I wish that someone told me when I was younger, because we all dealt with stupid drama in high school. So I just want to speak about that a little bit. And I definitely send my prayers to Marysville High School. Keep your head up. Stay strong. Delzy loves y'all. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hit the like button. If you did, share this Facebook, Twitter, Google+. If you know someone that may be going through some issues and you think this message may be able to help them out, share this with them. Let them hear this. Definitely catch up on all the reviews. Also reviewed a ton of shoes. I'll put a link in the description box below to all my recent episodes. And with that said, we out.